Hi, I'm Jay, EscobarJ.com. This video is how to meditate for anxiety and stress. Now, I've done 3 videos on this topic, so if you haven't gone and watched the first 3, they all link together, they all tie into each other. So go ahead, pause this video, check the description, go watch the first 3 videos so you get the first few nuggets of information before you watch this one. If you have watched the first 3, today what we're going to talk about is focusing on your breath, your breathing. Now, when you first start out with meditation, it's important that you're focusing on your breathing. And the reason why is because your breathing is actually linked to your emotions. And if you really stop to do this exercise and you really focus on your breath, you can actually do what's called, well, what I call feeling it to heal it, feel it to heal it. And especially first starting out with meditation, focusing on your breath, focusing on your feelings, focusing on your sounds as well. You can focus on hearing and receiving your breath is one of the quickest ways to feel throughout the present moment and to get out of your thought jumping or get out of thinking of the future or thinking of past mistakes or whatever is bogging down your mind. So just sit there, focus. If you watch my first 3 videos, I kind of walk you through the first few steps of meditation. And once you get to this point, you want to just focus on your breath, focus on receiving your breath and not trying to just control your breath, but actually just trying to receive it and be in the present moment with your breath. And I'll explain what I mean here in just a second. Now, as soon as you sit down to start meditating, what I like to do is I'll sit there, and when I first start out, I like to take 3 or 4 nice deep breaths through my belly. And the reason I do this is because if you're all tensed up all the time, typically when you're tensed up, you're tightening your abdomen, you're tightening your chest, you're tightening your solar plexus, and you're not in a peaceful, relaxed state. So, and even when like you're breathing through your chest, if you're tense throughout your stomach and your belly, you're still breathing through your chest, right? You know, I can flex my stomach and still breathe through my chest like that. But what I notice is that I still feel tense. I still feel tight. I still feel wound up. I still feel restless. So the best way to counteract this is to relax your stomach, relax your belly, and just breathe. Focus on breathing out through your belly instead of your chest. And when you do this, it's almost like the air pushes your belly out. It pushes your stomach out. And that's the feeling that you want to get. So first you want to fill your stomach. You fill that area first with breath till you can't push it out any further. And then the next thing you do is you fill up your solar plexus. That is like your diaphragm, your emotional center, right? You feel that next. And then the third phase is to fill your chest after that. You can fill your chest just a little bit more. And as soon as you do that in that order, and you fill up your belly, your solar plexus, and your chest, and you breathe down through your front. And then the idea is when you release that tension and you release that breath, you'll actually feel, when you breathe through your stomach, you'll actually feel your stress, your anxiety. You'll feel that any tension, you'll actually feel that just melt away as soon as you release that tension, that breath. And you want to imagine breathing down through your front, down through your esophagus, filling your belly, your solar plexus, and your chest. And then exhaling. And what you want to imagine is you want to imagine yourself exhaling up through the back of your spine and up through the top of your head. Now, it sounds weird, I know, because but it's like a circle. It's like you breathe down through your front and then out through the back and up through your spine and out the top of your head. When you actually do the meditation, you actually breathe in this way. It's like a circle almost. It just like helps to push down and feel any emotion, any tension, and then you release it up through your spine and out through your head. And when you do that, it's amazing how fast you'll notice any tension, any negative feelings, any stress, any anxiety, you'll notice it just melt right away, and it'll allow you to open yourself up and allow you to be in the present moment a lot faster and a lot more efficiently than if you're just sitting there just trying to breathe normally. So what I do is I take 3 or 4 deep breaths like that. I do that exercise about 3 to 4 times. It usually takes, 20, 30 seconds. That's about it. And then as you do this and you release your breath in that way, and you'll feel that negative energy dissipate. And once you feel like you're in the present moment, and you can, because it doesn't take very long during your meditation to actually feel present and to feel the positive energy. So once you do that, just begin breathing normally. Don't force your breath, but just receive your breath as it comes to you naturally. And as you do this and you repeat this process, anytime you inhale, obviously I don't breathe that loud normally, but just for the sake of showing you, on the inhales, as you're inhaling your breath, you want to think to yourself in on the inhales. So in, out, right? And as you're exhaling that breath, you want to be saying in your mind, obviously not out loud, you want to be saying in your mind, in on the inhales and out on the exhales. And you repeat that, and you just cover the breath, the entire breath, with that out in your mind. And then on the inhales, in, obviously you'd be inhaling. And you want to cover the breath with your awareness in your mind throughout this process as you're inhaling and exhaling. And you just focus on that and just concentrate on focusing on that breath and feeling in the present moment. And during that process of inhaling and exhaling, you'll notice sounds, you'll notice things that are just part of awareness and part of your everyday awareness that you maybe never heard of before. And as you're going through this process, you'll just feel more present. You'll feel more grateful. You actually feel gratitude for being alive. You'll feel a centeredness and peacefulness. And then as you're doing this, you'll have thoughts come up in your brain. You'll have thoughts that come up. And the point is to just notice those thoughts, and to see what happens when you observe those thoughts. Because as soon as a thought comes in your mind, what'll happen is you'll entertain that thought. And sometimes you can get caught up in thought jumping. And if you do get caught up in thought jumping, meaning like you're thinking mindlessly and you're not actually in the present moment, but you're just allowing your thoughts to control you, so to speak, it's very easy for that to happen, because most people just have a natural habit of doing that. However, if you really control this process and you observe a thought when it comes to your mind, you can actually notice what happens to the thought. As soon as you observe the thought, as soon as you have the thought, you'll entertain it. And then as soon as you catch yourself and observe the thought, you want to notice where the thought goes. What happens to the thought as soon as you observe the thought? A lot of times it disappears. A lot of times it just spirals away. Sometimes it lingers. Sometimes it comes back. So it's important to observe the thoughts. And then once you observe the thought, then you repeat the process. As soon as you observe the thought, or you find yourself lost in thought, just come back to your breathing and focus on your breath. And the point is to discipline your mind from the thought jumping, from your thoughts controlling your feelings and controlling your mind. Because when your thoughts control you, when you're just constantly thought jumping, you can fall into a reactive state, which means that your thoughts are controlling your feelings. When you practice this meditation discipline of controlling your thoughts, so to speak, and observing your thoughts and noticing that they're just things in awareness, they're just thoughts of awareness, they're not actually controlling you, you actually become into a more peaceful, a more centered, a more focused, a more proactive state of mind, which allows you to be more objective instead of subjective. And that allows you to control your feelings a lot more efficiently. And then if you do have negative feelings, again, if you go through this process of breathing, those 3 to 4 deep breaths through your belly, solar plexus, and chest, and then covering your breath with the in, out, you'll notice your anxiety, your stress, the negative energy, you feel it. You'll feel the energy. You'll notice that it's just energy. And if you just feel it and just be present with that energy, it'll actually go away fairly quickly. You'll release it, and you'll feel better. And that it sets you up for your entire rest of your day. And then that way, anytime something bad happens to you during the day, or something negative, or something that you maybe didn't account for, because life happens, right? And so the point is to react in a way and be proactive in a way to where those things don't affect you, and you can come back to that place of centeredness and peacefulness and just feel the energy quickly and then let it go. And it'll set you up for the rest of your day. You'll feel a lot better about your day, and you'll be in a much more centered, peaceful, relaxed state. And when you're in a peaceful, relaxed state, you tend to make better decisions. Your decision making becomes much better. So I hope you enjoyed this process. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Try this out. I promise you it'll work for you. You'll feel better. If you've had negative tension or negative energy building up for a long time, you'll feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders. It really works. So if you'd like to get my help, the quickest way is to book a phone coaching session with me if you need help with this topic or help with this area. You can also shoot me an email. If you'd like to make a donation, you can donate any amount of money that you feel is equal to the information given in this video or any of my other videos for that matter. And then at the very least, just do me a favor and share this with any of your friends and family on any social media platform. You never know. You might know a friend or family member who really could use some stress-free living and just learning how to embrace negative tensions. Maybe you never know. I mean, it could save their life, could save their marriage, could save relationships, just by the art of meditation and feeling your energy and feeling your breath. That being said, I hope you're always learning, always growing, and always pushing forward. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.